Mechanic helps disabled girl walk again. Her billionaire mother's emotional breakdown. It was a rainy afternoon in a small American town. The sound of tools clanking echoed from a modest auto repair shop on the corner of Main Street. Inside, Tom, a quiet, middle-aged mechanic with grease-stained hands and kind eyes, was finishing up another long day. He didn't have much in life. No big house, no fancy car, just his workshop, his tools, and a heart bigger than his paycheck. As he locked up, a sleek black limousine suddenly pulled into the driveway, clearly out of place in this working-class neighborhood. Out stepped a woman dressed in designer clothes, wearing diamond earrings that sparkled even under the dull gray sky. Her name was Victoria, a billionaire businesswoman known for her empire and her wealth, but behind her confident appearance, her face carried something money couldn't hide: pain. She opened the back door, and Tom saw a young girl, no more than 10 years old, sitting in a wheelchair. Her legs were weak, trembling with every small movement. The girl, Lily, had been unable to walk since birth. Victoria's voice trembled as she spoke. "Everyone says you're good with machines. I don't need a car fixed. I need hope for my daughter. I've spent millions on doctors, on specialists, on hospitals overseas, but nothing has worked. Someone told me you once built a device for a boy in this town who couldn't walk. Is it true?" Tom was stunned. He wasn't a doctor. He wasn't a scientist. Just a mechanic who tinkered with broken things. But years ago, he had indeed built a makeshift walking brace for a neighbor's son who couldn't afford medical care. He looked at Lily. Her eyes were bright, but her spirit seemed tired of disappointment. And in that moment, Tom didn't see money or power or status. He just saw a child who wanted a chance. "Bring her inside," he said softly. For the next few weeks, Tom worked tirelessly. By day, he repaired cars. By night, he sketched, welded, and assembled metal and wires. His shop became a workshop of hope. He took apart old bicycles, used car parts, even scrap steel, transforming them into something new. Victoria watched in silence. For the first time in years, she wasn't in control. She couldn't write a check to solve this problem. She could only wait. Finally, the day came. Tom revealed a pair of mechanical braces. Simple, not fancy, but strong enough to support Lily's fragile legs. When he helped her strap them on, the room went silent. Lily gripped his hand, nervous but determined. Slowly, shakily, she stood up. One step, then another. Tears filled Tom's eyes, and then it happened. Lily walked across the workshop floor. Victoria fell to her knees, covering her face as tears poured down. All the money she had, all the influence in the world, couldn't buy this moment. A humble mechanic with nothing but compassion and ingenuity had given her daughter something priceless: freedom. She whispered through her sobs, "I thought wealth was power, but today you showed me true power comes from kindness." From that day forward, Victoria used her fortune differently. She funded Tom's workshop, turning it into a foundation that provided free mobility devices to children across the country. Tom never sought recognition. He just kept working quietly, fixing broken things and sometimes broken hearts. And little Lily, she never stopped walking. Each step she took was a reminder that sometimes miracles don't come from riches or fame, but from ordinary people who choose to care. The story ends with this truth: wealth may build empires, but kindness builds hope. Victoria couldn't sleep that night. She sat by her daughter's bedside, watching Lily practice her steps with the braces Tom had built. Each shaky movement felt like a miracle. For the first time in years, Victoria wasn't thinking about her stock prices, her companies, or her next business deal. She was thinking about life, about how easily she had forgotten that the simplest acts of love often carried the deepest meaning. The next morning, she returned to Tom's garage. The mechanic was already at work, sleeves rolled up, wiping sweat from his brow. "Tom," she began softly, her voice carrying humility he had never expected from a billionaire. "You didn't just help my daughter walk. You helped me see the world differently. I've spent my life chasing numbers, but you gave me something priceless." Tom smiled modestly, setting down his wrench. "Ma'am, I just fix things. Cars, machines. Sometimes people, that's all." But Victoria shook her head. "No, Tom, you don't just fix things. You restore hope, and I want to help you give that hope to others." Within weeks, Tom's modest garage transformed. With Victoria's support, it became a bustling workshop dedicated to children with mobility challenges. Engineers, volunteers, and mechanics from across the country came together, all inspired by the story of one humble man who refused to look away from someone in need. News spread quickly, but Tom never cared about the headlines. He only cared about the children who walked through his doors and walked out on their own 2 feet. One afternoon, as Lily practiced walking in the new therapy room, she looked up at Tom and whispered, "You're my hero." Tom chuckled, kneeling to her level. "No, Lily, you're the hero. You never gave up." Victoria, standing nearby, wiped her tears once again. She realized something that day. Money might buy comfort, but compassion creates change.